It's 31 ABY. The New Republic has reorganized into the Galactic Federation of Free Alliances, the Galactic Alliance, and now seeks to reunify a broken galaxy which has been devastated by the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. The Alliance has maintained the New Republic's fleet deployment, with 4 major fleets spread across the galaxy and a 5th roving fleet providing additional security in hot zones. However, the re-emergence of a dark warship on the edge of the galaxy has prompted the creation of a special task force, one which would be organized and put into service off the books. Centering this task force was the Krykana, a massive Viscount-class dreadnought which had protected key New Republic worlds during the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. The Krykana was rumored to have been disabled or destroyed during the end stages of the war, but had been secretly recalled to a deep core shipyard after the Battle of Ebac 9 made the outcome of the war almost certain, at least from a naval standpoint. Why? Well, let me explain. Long before the Yuuzhan Vong War, New Republic vessels told stories of a massive jet-black dreadnought, one which would emerge from hyperspace, obliterating anything in its path. A ship larger than even an Executor Super Star Destroyer. One, curiously, without electronic signature, identification, or purpose. A ghost ship. Everyone assumed it was Imperial, but the dreadnought never made demands or requests before open firing. It just had a penchant for destruction. In 10 ABY, Palpatine re-emerged from the deep core, leading a galaxy-wide invasion as part of Operation Shadow Hand. The New Republic identified Palpatine's second flagship, the Eclipse II Super Star Destroyer, as the ghost ship, which had been spotted in the prior year. Both the Eclipse II and her sister ship, the Eclipse, were destroyed during Palpatine's re-emergence, and the threat was thus thought to be over. The New Republic, however, miscalculated. Small details about the flagship Palpatine used, the Eclipse II, were off when compared to the ghost ship. Survivors swore that the interior lights of their Eclipse II was different, that it was darker than the one seen during the war, and just that it felt different. However, when the ghost ship did not appear again for over 2 decades, the survivors were generally ignored. However, in 29 ABY, just weeks before the Battle of Yuuzhan Dar, one of the last remaining Vong world ships and its accompanying fleet were devastated by an unknown force near the galactic entry point of Vector Prime. Most suspected the Chiss were responsible, but even among civilians there were rumors that it had been a single massive ship which had levied the destruction. No survivors or even debris from either side were found after the battle. Then, days after the Seacot Accords, which brought an end to the war, a division of the New Republic 3rd Fleet, operating on the edge of the Galactic Rim, pacifying Vong holdouts, was similarly wiped out. However, this time a single automated GA Ferret survived, and sent a vid of the engagement to Alliance High Command. The vid showed a single, black, super dreadnought, easily and thoughtlessly destroying Alliance vessels with unending turbolaser volleys. The attack, of course, came at an incredibly volatile time, as the Alliance and the Imperial Remnant were barely holding the galaxy together, and their alliance as well. After confirming with Galad Pellaeon that the ghost ship was not one of theirs, which did seem obvious given the Imperial Remnant's limited resources, the GA established a task force to track and destroy the rogue ghost ship. Centering the task force, as I explained, was the Krykana, which most military experts predicted could easily destroy the ghost ship on its own, given the Star Defender's state-of-the-art shielding and weapons. Attached to the Krykana were a variety of vessels, which could be pulled from backwater postings without anyone noticing. They were typically Rebellion-era vessels or early New Republic ships, which had not seen action in some time. The unnamed, off-the-record task force was broken into 2 groups. The Vanguard Group A included the Krykana herself, as well as 2 MC-80s and 2 Corellian corvettes. The smaller capital ships essentially were used to give the first group extra scouting and scanning capacity, with the Krykana offering nearly all of the group's fighting potential. The second group was meant to either reinforce Group A or to engage the ghost ship on its own. It also contained some of the fleet's extra logistic vessels, though the task force was meant to resupply resupply with various covert GA facilities on the rim. Group B was led by an MC-80B, the Mon Astra, and supported by 2 MC-80s, several Corellian corvettes and Nebulon Bs, and various resupply ships. This takes us to the engagement itself. As Group A was plotting a hyperspace jump within the Ilum system merely on a stopover between changing routes, the massive Ghost Dreadnought which they had been hunting set upon their fleet. The first sign of trouble was that the enemy's jump was far too precise for modern hyperspace technology, especially given the size of the vessel, and assuming of course that the engagement wasn't just a mere coincidence. The Eclipse II, or whatever it was, immediately launched a devastating ion barrage, which disabled one of the 2 smaller Mon Calamari cruisers. The Viscount and its powerful shields were able to survive this initial barrage and moved into position to guard the more vulnerable ships. However, the disabled Mon Calamari cruiser was quickly and easily destroyed. The more nimble corvettes attempted to outrun the Eclipse's turbolaser tracking, but one of the 2 was destroyed in a single turbolaser blast. The escort fleet immediately began hailing Battle Group 2, while the smaller ships, useless in a fight of this magnitude, moved towards the hyperspace egress points. To cover their retreat, the Viscount tilted its nose up towards the Eclipse while delivering a massive broadside barrage. Both vessels were able to pierce holes in their opponent's shields, though due to the thick and redundant hull of both ships, neither initially could land a serious blow. The Mon Calamari admiral commanding the Crocana sought to take advantage of the weakness of all Star Destroyers, and that is the ship's dedication to a powerful forward-facing firing arc to the expense especially of rear turbolaser coverage. Knowing that the Star Defender could move itself into an advantageous position, and that the nearby second battle group would be arriving shortly, the Crocana moved towards the Dreadnought's engines, not only to minimize the damage that it took, but also so could potentially prevent escape. The Ghost ship, however, had a similar idea. It was armed with a heavy-duty turbolaser battery, the kind usually only seen dirtside, and connected to an entire planet's worth of energy. The weapon was able to ravage the Crocana's engine, and the massive Star Defender lost the ability to maneuver, and she was essentially dead in the water. The Eclipse II had also suffered some serious structural damage through the brawl, but was able to maneuver in a position where it could use its other unknown weapon, a powerful super laser which destroyed the Crocana in a single, simple, beautiful blast. However, the Dreadnought now was not only limping with its shields and systems failing, but having expended incredible amounts of power during the broadside and super laser firings, is unable to retreat as the second GA battle group appears within their hyperspace lane. Immediately, knowing that their old ancient cruisers could not hope to stand up to the Ghost ship in a brawl, Group B launched their fighters, with brave pilots heading directly towards the Super Dreadnought, each hoping to add a Ghost ship kill to the hull of their fighter. It's at this point that we lose the plot, and we're unclear what has happened. So there was one key to this battle here, and that's the unknown technology of the Eclipse. During Operation Shadow Hand, the Eclipse II saw only a moderate amount of action. It's unclear whether the 2 vessels actually had a super laser, but unlike the Ghost ship, they did not use it, which is why the New Republic did not expect to get hit with such a massive energy weapon. Similarly, although they knew the Dark Empire had incredible technology, and technology that was generally a level above theirs, the New Republic was not expecting this ship to have such powerful ship-based power generation and such devastating weapons. We still know little about the motivations of the Ghost ship, who it serves, what faction it's attached to, what vessel it really is, but arguably the shock and awe factor of coming out of hyperspace so close to the GA fleet, and even the guaranteed kills it scored on the 2 smaller vessels, was not worth taking so long to actually kill the Viscount. We know that the Eclipse models did have internal interdictor fields. Perhaps the Eclipse was unable to use those because it needed more energy for its shield and weapons. Maybe then it attacked so closely because it wanted no survivors and wanted to wipe out the fleet in one fell swoop. And that's the breakdown. Now, moving out of character, I do want to talk about Battle of the Dreadnoughts generally. It did recently hit 1 million views, and to be honest, it took a lot longer than I expected it to. I wouldn't say Battle of the Dreadnoughts was a disappointment, because personally I'm so happy happy with the reception to it, all the new fans that have joined the channel, and of course just how the product and the video turned out at the end. That being said, the video was expensive to make and didn't go viral, I guess, in the way that I hoped it might. So what's that mean for future entries in the series? Well, when talking to my YouTube rep and just generally when looking at the analytics, one of the reasons why the video may have underperformed is because of the relatively short length. Even with the credits and everything, it only comes in at about 5 or 6 minutes, and of course most people stopped when the actual battle ended. I don't blame you whatsoever. So I guess the option is just make a much longer video. However, inherent in doing so is a lot more cost and thus a lot more risk. So if I make another video and it turns out that I was wrong and the video didn't do poorly because it was short, that's just how interested people are, then I'm out a lot of money, kind of having failed the risk. However, if I don't do it, I think I'm letting myself down and I'm letting you guys down. So I'll have to figure out something that works. In the meantime, before I do another really large project, maybe a 10-minute battle, perhaps I will go back and EC Henry and I can finish the initial battle or something like that. I haven't talked to him about this because he's super busy working on his fan film this summer, which looks amazing by the way, but those are just my thoughts, of course. As always, I'm really interested to hear what you guys think down in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know I promised a battle breakdown a while ago. It did seem like the interest wasn't there, but I did have this really fun backstory made up for the engagement that I really hope you guys enjoyed. Anyway, until next time guys, this has been Eckhart's Ladder. As always, have a great day, have a great week, and may the Force be with you always.